Live from News 9 WAOW, this is News 9 at 6.
We know about PFAS in our drinking water, but what about how it affects the fish we catch? I'll talk to the experts and have more.
We're trading today's sunshine for a few strong thunderstorms tomorrow. Find out what time they're set to roll in.
A garbage fire in Minocqua sparks a fierce response.
Whole thing is on fire.
What we're learning from officials.
And a Wausau-based company changing hands. What's next for the future of East Bay?
News 9 WAOW, we've got you covered.
There's been plenty of talk about forever chemicals in our drinking water, how it affects health and the food that we eat. Thanks for joining us. I'm Melissa Langbed.
And I'm Brad Hanson. New tonight at 6, we ask, what about the water you swim in or fish in? News 9's Austin Schindler has been digging deeper. He joins us live in Rib Mountain with more.
Yeah, Brad, it's been nothing but a honey of a day out here, and for once I'm not sweating profusely. But all things considered, the DNR tells me there are PFAS in this water. And while they say residents shouldn't be overly worried, they should still be aware of it.
Whether you fish for sport or for a meal, there's no shortage of catches in the Wisconsin River. But rising concerns about so-called forever chemicals in groundwater has led the State Department of Natural Resources to a troubling conclusion.
The more we look for it, we do find it pretty much everywhere, so PFAS is kind of found throughout the state.
That includes in the river and all the fish in it. The DNR says while levels will differ depending on location, any fish you reel in could have some amount of PFAS in it. Fish and wildlife toxicologist Sean Strom says the DNR is closely monitoring how polluted the river is and will warn against fishing for food if necessary.
There are certain areas where the levels are high enough to warrant a specific consumption advisory.
For anglers out Monday, they aren't sure if the future holds calm or murky waters.
I haven't really been concerned about the fish. You know, if I'm drinking the water directly, maybe. But I don't know, in small quantities, I don't know how bad it would be.
The DNR has a safe eating guideline for fish depending on age and gender. For example, women under the age of 50 are advised to eat no more than one serving of panfish per week, and bigger fish such as walleye, bass, catfish once per month. But there is no one-size-fits-all guide.
We encourage people to fish, and we encourage people to take some home to eat, but we just also encourage them to follow our consumption advisories.
The best bet? Know where your fish are coming from and how clean their home is.
Now the DNR also suggests if you're going to eat fish, try to make them the younger and smaller fish. If you need more information on the consumption guide, you can find it on our website. Live in Rib Mountain, Austin Schindler, News 9, WAOW.
Thanks, Austin. What a gorgeous day.
Yeah, a lot cooler than the last couple Mondays we've had, too.
That's right. The past couple of Mondays have been up in the upper 80s to low 90s, so this is a welcome change outside. Yesterday, today, very comfortable to be outside, and especially when we have nice sunshine like we do right now. Let's take a look outside from Rhinelander. Our Olson Auto Body and Paint camera showing a fairly quiet scene right there, plenty bright as well. Current temperature in Rhinelander 72 degrees with a west-northwest wind of 7 miles an hour. Our Rib Mountain camera showing a very similar scene here in the central part of the area with a lot of sunshine. Current temperature 76 with a dew point at 42 degrees. Now, as we take a look at the high temperatures, very comfortable weather across the board. Northern Wisconsin in the low 70s, the mid 70s and upper 70s here in central Wisconsin. And temperatures are really not going to be changing too much, but the conditions outside will be. As we take a look up to the northwest, there's a couple of thunderstorms firing right now. Not expecting any of this to really move into our area, but we are expecting a system of showers and thunderstorms to be moving in tomorrow. You can see our future track forecast showing some strong activity for tomorrow afternoon. And with these storms comes a chance for some very strong winds and hail, a level 1 risk for severe weather across the area. We'll break it down and let you know when it's headed your way coming up in just a bit.
All right, Jackson, thank you very much. Garbage goes up in flames in the Northwoods.
It happened at the Advanced Disposal in Minocqua, and that is where we find News 9's Brittany Slaughter. She has a look at the damage for us.
Crews have been on scene most of the day, and you can see visible smoke damage from the outside of the building. Fire officials tell me it was started from a load of hot garbage dumped onto more trash at Advanced Disposal just after 9 a.m. That was enough to spark the blaze, which quickly bloomed into a massive fire.
All the garbage is on fire right now where they dump everything off. The whole thing is on fire.
Minocqua's fire chief tells me it was probably an accident, the driver likely not realizing the trash was smoldering.
It's typical that the trucks unload inside the building, It was unknown that there was a hot load. So until it was too late.
The blaze leading to a massive response and having an impact on the area, with crews needing to pull water at the Arrowhead Lake boat launch. Officials asking residents to avoid the area. 17 crews called in to help.
Big fire. We're still working on getting it out because of the pile of trash. The heat got down inside the middle of it. We're now trying to pull it out and get inside of it to get the water in and cool it off.
There were no injuries and the fire is not under investigation, but it's unclear right now the impact this fire could have on garbage disposal in the area. And the chief tells me he's thankful for the backup, as they had to call in many area departments. In Minocqua, Brittany Slaughter, News 9 WAOW.
Thank you, Brittany. And a Merrill man is arrested after a high-speed chase in Lincoln County. On Sunday, a Merrill police officer says he tried to stop a driver for a registration violation, but he took off, reaching speeds topping 100 miles per hour. The driver eventually crashed near Highway X and C, and the driver ran off. Officers eventually catching up with him and making the arrest. He now faces multiple charges, including recklessly endangering safety.
6 people were arrested for OWIs in Lincoln County since Wednesday. Many of them were first offenses. However, authorities say the most concerning of all was a teen drunken driver going 94 miles per hour. The 6 arrests for driving under the influence is an uptick from what they usually see. A Stevens Point man is accused of excessive physical and sexual assault. Court documents say Andrew Ostrowski is being held on a $25,000 bond for allegedly holding a woman against her will for nearly 10 hours earlier this month, beating her and causing substantial injuries. A medical examination found the victim suffered multiple concussions and still had blurred vision even days later.
East Bay is being sold to a Dallas-based company. BSN Sports, a national sporting goods retailer, will acquire most of East Bay's assets. The company does supply athletic shoes and clothing. Foot Locker Retail has owned it since 1997. No word on when that sale will actually be completed. Gas prices, of course, starting to creep downwards, but it is slow going.
Yes, it is. New info from GasBuddy.com says the average price for a gallon of gas in the Badger State is around 12 cents cheaper compared to last week, now at around $4.71. Diesel, on the other hand, is up 2 cents a gallon on average at $5.80. And if you're headed onto I-39 in Portage County this week, you may see State Patrol overhead. Pilots will be keeping an eye on traffic violations from the sky on Thursday. That is, of course, weather permitting. 3 Wausau police officers are being honored for going above and beyond to save 2 lives.
A Facebook post shared the stories of officers Aaron Carlin, Claire Aschenbrenner, and Josiah Cater-Henry. Between them, the trio helped stop a pair of suicide attempts, including one of a 15-year-old. Both victims were saved and directed to health care. An area band takes second place in the Rockanson competition, meaning that they are headed to Summerfest. Congrats to Ditty Makers of Wausau West High School. We caught up with them last week before the competition. Rockanson is said to be the only statewide garage band competition of its kind. The Ditty Makers will perform at Summerfest next Friday, the 8th. Congratulations to them.
Absolutely awesome. Well, as the saying goes, work hard, play hard, and it became a reality today at the Greater Wausau Chamber Golf Outing. This year marks the 32nd for the annual event held at the Wausau Country Club. The Chamber says the day isn't just about a game of golf or raising money for businesses, saying the best place to network is on the green.
Today we're convening all area local businesses, whether they're working for municipalities, private businesses, public businesses, and we're bringing everybody to the same location to connect and work with each other.
160 players from 65 businesses teed off, with prizes being awarded to the first and last place golfers, probably close to where I would have finished.
I know the feeling, that is for sure. A major highway project is set to begin in Portage County. The area is to expect delays still ahead.
And News 9's Natalie Sapilo joins us from the scene of a tragic fire in Forest County.
A Crandon family, including multiple children, lose their home to a fire. I'll have more on their terrifying ordeal.
Welcome back. Tonight, a Northwoods community is stepping up to help a family of 13 after their house went up in flames.
News 9's Natalie Sapila is joining us in Crandon with what officials say happened and what's being done to help them.
I'm here at the home in Crandon, and you can see behind me just how much destruction that fire caused. Officials tell me it is a total loss. A home destroyed after a fire tore through Sunday morning. A GoFundMe set up for the family reports that they woke up to smoke so thick they couldn't see, that they escaped by feeling for a back window. None were hurt, but all of them, including 11 kids, have lost everything. Now people are stepping up to help.
In most cases, people can be very confused, not knowing what step to take next, and that's where the American Red Cross comes in.
Crandon Fire Department Assistant Chief Mike Nixon says his department got the call around 4 a.m. and arrived to find the home fully engulfed.
We pumped 35,300 gallons of water out to the fire.
Nixon says they had to call in help from 4 other area departments. They spent 4 hours putting the fire out, then had to return again when it reignited later Sunday evening due to high winds.
Real big reason why it burned so hot, it was a metal exterior, and what happens there is that the metal keeps the heat in the building.
No word on an official cause for the fire, but Nixon believes it started in the kitchen. According to the GoFundMe page, the family ran 2 businesses out of their home. Savage says they'll be with them every step of the way as they figure out how to move on.
They're starting that casework process to help them problem solve, find the resources they need, and to move back into some kind of normalcy for them.
A GoFundMe set up for the family has already raised over $13,000. In Crandon, I'm Natalie Sapila, News 9 WAOW.